So my mom has been one of these people who's so free with everything, and I wasn't for such a long time. When she found out that I lost my virginity, I thought it was going to be like a total like witch hunt.
She was just sitting in the kitchen on her computer, just being her. And I looked at her and I said, there's something about you that's different. And I just fucking know that you did. And you didn't tell me, and I know that you did because I'm connected to you.
She was like, like, oh my God, my baby. Like, but she's so open, so I don't know what this is, like, why I'm so weird about it. But yeah, I'm so weird about it.
My name is Raquel Cepeda. I'm 43 years old, and I'm a Domini-Yorkian, which means I'm Dominican, of Dominican parents, but born in New York City. So I have the best of both worlds.
My name is Djali Cepeda. I am 19 and I am from Uptown. We grew up together, right? Basically, she had me basically around my age.
To have a child at 23, it was a very lonely experience. I remember when I found out I was pregnant, I just saw my life flash before me, and I knew that it was not going to work with her father. I just didn't even see him in my life, you know, but I saw her. I just had to have her.
Growing up around here, everyone looks the same pretty much.
You know, I always dressed her not the way I saw little girls being dressed when I was growing up. You know, a little too mature for their ages. I wanted her to be like young. It got to a point where I allowed her to pick whatever she wanted to wear so she can kind of form her own sense of style. And even if that meant mixing prints, which she was doing back in the day, or like wearing like many layers of clothing, or wearing things that I'm like, oh my God, I would let her do it. I would say we're really similar. And there's like no one way to define our style. I would say I don't know, maybe bohemian chic. I like, you know, jewelry, and I love wearing things that remind me of places that I've been, or places that I descend from.
Like, these are all her rings. These are hers. This is hers. Yeah, but like it's mine too, you know?
And I like to have space in my closet, and she needs a space because she's always in my closet.
And I went through this thing where like I didn't like my complexion because I wanted to look so much like her, and a lot of the Latina women that I knew were much more of her complexion, and I associated that with like beauty. So in my immediate family, with my mom, my grandparents, I'm the darkest. So I felt really terrible about that. I tried to wear long sleeves in the summer. I put sunblock on like no other. And so I felt that I was not uglier, but just like not as pretty as my mom.
She did go through a phase, I would say like in junior high school as well, where she wanted to emulate fit in like any other kid would at that age.
I went through this phase of gelling my hair down really, really tight to my face, and it was just bad because first of all, I damaged my hair, but then I also started to break out all over it, which made me really, self-conscious as well. I was really trying to achieve the, Puerto Rican girl look, and it just wasn't working. During those days, my mom would tell me, Djali, your hair is beautiful, you can't straighten it. And she's always been really like fight the power, which is wonderful and has totally influenced who I am today. Like, I go protesting, and I'm all about like natural everything and loving your curly hair as like a political statement. Like, we never had a very deep conversation that was dramatic about, you are a beautiful woman, like it wasn't that. It was just her way of doing things is like joking. It's like, come on, man, like you're dope. How many people try to look like you in tanning beds? Like, come on, And
I've heard her have conversations, or I've had conversations with her myself, where, somebody will say, you're not black enough because of your hair, or you're not Latino enough because of this. When people are insecure, they try to challenge your identity. You know what I mean? And she understands that. I've been teaching her that from the jump. I feel confident in my relationship with my daughter enough that even if she didn't live here, let's say, and she moves out at some point in her life, I know we'd be talking to each other at least once a day, and we'd see each other all the time, because I genuinely like hanging out with her. And I feel like she may genuinely like hanging out with me. We have a good time when it's just us. I don't believe that you got to leave at 18. I believe that you leave when you're ready.
I can't think of a day where we don't laugh. And I think that her smile when she's laughing, especially when it's those laughs that don't have sound, is the most beautiful thing. And I really try to bring it out of her every day.
I see myself and my daughter when I see her protesting, and when I see her standing up for something she doesn't agree with. She's not political or kind for the gram. She just does it because that's just who she is. And I really fucking admire the shit out of her for that. She teaches me how to be softer. She teaches me how to be still, and I give her fire. And she doesn't mind failing. I'm like, oh my God, if I did anything right, I hope it was that. I hope it was to instill that feeling in her.